In fact, just to go into some more detail on what the Solicitor General is saying, he's saying that the letter that Mr. Fadnavis sent, the letter that he sent to the governor, clearly says that earlier I had expressed an inability to form the government. For a stable government, we have decided to support Mr. Fadnavis, and that the governor basically received this letter with all the signatures and therefore invited him to form the government. The governor then wrote to the president to revoke president's rule, and on the 23rd morning wrote to Mr. Fadnavis inviting him to form the government. Now, therefore, the controversy, as my colleague Arvind is reporting, is really going to be about these signatures, and we'll have to wait and see what the NCP lawyer is going to argue, because the BJP and the centre side very clear that the letter of support Mr. Ajit Pawar gave had the signatures of all 54 NCP MLAs. And yes, as Arvind was saying, over the last 2 days, we've heard many of those NCP MLAs saying, well, our signatures were taken for something else. They were not taken to support Mr. Fadnavis. So, that's another question mark that is playing out there. The governor's letter, the Solicitor General is telling the court, says to Mr. Fadnavis that Ajit Pawar's letter supports you, and they say they will join the government for 5 years. The numbers are important here because 145, simple majority mark, the BJP has 105, and therefore with just the NCP alone, they'll reach 159. And they also claim to have the support of an unknown number of independents. The number has not been specified by the Solicitor General in the Supreme Court. At least it might be in the letter that has been handed over. I would assume it is, because that is the basis on which Mr. Fadnavis has staked claim. But that would then comfortably allow the BJP to form the government if that is indeed the case. The Solicitor General has argued, therefore, the governor basically sent his letter inviting Mr. Fadnavis. Based on this letter that was invited, there shouldn't be any roving inquiry on this, quote unquote. The judges now want a translation of the letter by Mr. Fadnavis to the court, and that translation has also just been given.